This year we had a phone that exploded. We had phones that just died, and for some reason it's been the year that every manufacturer, including Apple, tried to compete for the world's thinnest smartphone. 2025 has been an extremely interesting year, and it's time to hand out the Smartphone Durability and Repairability Awards for the 9th year running. I'm just extremely grateful for this community we've created, and we should probably have a moment of silence for the smartphones that, died along the way. Alright, enough of that. Let's start off with the most repairable smartphone of 2025, and that has got to go to the Fairphone 6. Fairphone only releases one phone every 2 or 3 years, which is a reasonable schedule. It's a totally modular smartphone where every component is held in place with screws, no heat required to melt or soften the adhesive. It is a bit pricey, and replacement parts are kinda hard to source in the USA, but overseas the Fairphone 6 makes a whole lot of sense, since it's designed from the ground up to be future-proofly upgradable and repairable. I wish Fairphone was more mainstream, but alas, it is not. If I were, however, to pick one of the main players, Samsung, Apple, or Google, and pick which phones of theirs are the most repairable, I would have to give a shout out to Google. Earlier this year, they released the Pixel 9a, which we obliterated because it had a glued-in battery. They saw that video and changed how they manufacture their phones and gave us the Google Pixel 10 Pro with a pull tab in place, along with a free 234-page repair guide and replacement parts available directly through iFixit. So the Pixel 10 Pro XL is the most repairable of the mainstream phones in 2015. Whoa. 2025. However, it does still require heat to remove the back glass back, which is unfortunate because that is a threshold that most people just aren't willing to cross. I imagine most people would pick up a screwdriver if they needed to, but pulling out a heat gun, most smartphones these days are just glued shut. Which brings us to the least repairable smartphone of 2025. Folding phones are obviously the hardest to repair. They have a soft center folding screen that is extremely fragile and very difficult to repair successfully. So we will disregard those for now, but out of the main players, Apple, Samsung, and Google, they all sell replacement parts directly to customers. And yeah, you have to jump through some hoops with Apple and Samsung, but at least they pretend to be repair friendly. Also, Motorola sells replacement parts, Xiaomi sells replacement parts, but some companies do not, and I've decided to pick on the largest offender, and that is Oppo. Oppo does not sell replacement parts to customers, and the Oppo Find X8 Ultra can be disassembled with heat and pull tabs like a normal smartphone, but when you can't buy replacement parts from the manufacturer, it's kind of the definition of, not repairable.